All right, time for Homeschooled. Back with Moose. And Moose, obviously we've seen a lot of bad losses from the Knicks in this season, but where does this one rank for you?
Yeah, I think it's at the top, Chris. And listen, I understand Portland just traded C.J. McCollum. I understand they're not a quintessential Portland Trailblazer team, but let's be honest. I mean, you're watching that game on a Saturday afternoon and you think this game is in control for the New York Knicks and they get outscored 35-11. You mentioned the stretch. I mean, it won't 40-16. The Portland Trailblazers go on a run to take a 99-98 lead. They win the game going away. You know, Tom Thibodeau searching for answers after the game. And, you know, it's as bad as it gets in a season which has been a massive disappointment for the Knicks, coming off a playoff season last year where you thought it was a building block the year. You look at this year and the Knicks have gone back to their losing ways. And if you're a Knicks fan, you've got to be utterly and completely frustrated. You thought maybe that, you know, this weekend, highlighted obviously by the Super Bowl on Sunday, say, oh, maybe the Knicks are going to get this weekend start off on a high note, yet it ends up being an utter and complete disaster and as bad of a loss as we've seen this entire year.
Yeah, it's absolutely inexcusable what we saw on Saturday night. And at this point in the season, for how the Knicks have played all year long, how much of the blame should be placed on Tom Thibodeau?
A ton. I mean, as much credit as we gave him a year ago for doing a lot with a little and emphasizing defense and squeezing victories out of a team that wasn't really particularly offensively talented, Chris, as we all watched last year, and Thibodeau was right there, coach of the year and everything like that. We were all throwing bouquets at his feet. He deserves to be criticized. I can't hear about the fact that this team doesn't have talent or the regression of Julius Randle. You know, Tom Thibodeau was brought here and he puts an emphasis on winning basketball games. So if you're going to have a head coach that's not really all that great of a talent, developer. This is not Kenny Atkinson working with younger players and then having to bring in another guy to kind of finish off that championship run. Tom Thibodeau emphasized wins, believing that winning games is important. The minutes police out, doesn't care about, rest and all of that stuff. Well, you look at this year, this team is completely and utterly underperformed under the guidance of Tom Thibodeau. So how are you not critical of Thibodeau? I think he's done a terrible job this year with this group. I'm not telling you they're a championship caliber team. However, they're a lot better and more talented than what they've shown you consistently throughout the course of the year. So he deserves a ton of blame.
Yeah, it's been very disappointing, and you just don't know if it's going to get better anytime soon. Marc Malusis, thanks so much, man.
Thanks, Chris.